Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. In today's report, President Salva Kiir has made a major leadership change in the national parliament by removing both the speaker and the deputy speaker. At the same time, police in northern Barghazal have arrested two suspects after seizing a dangerous new drug known as mango. And in another important development, the SPLM Secretary General has issued a strong warning saying South Sudan may lose its future as a nation if communities continue to arm themselves for protection. These are serious stories that affect the future of the country, its leadership, and the security of its people. Before we proceed with this latest update, I will ask you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video you can be notified. Well, let's begin our report with this. President Salva Kiir to remove a speaker and deputy speaker. President Salva Kiir has officially removed the speaker of the Transitional National Legislature. Her name is Jemanun Kumba, together with the deputy speaker Paramina Awerial. According to the information, this decision was announced on Tuesday during a sitting of Parliament at the August House. The announcement was delivered by the SPLM chief whip Tulio Odongi before members of the legislature. According to the official decree, the decision followed a vote taken by the SPLM party caucus concerning leadership conduct. President Salva Kiir, who is also the chairman of the ruling SPLM party, based this action on the party internal resolution. The decision also referred to the 2018 peace agreement or reply peace agreement, especially clause 1.14.4 as well as the SPLM constitution. This means the removal was not only political but also supported by legal and party provisions. According to this report, this development comes only a few days after the SPLM caucus reportedly passed a vote of no confidence against both leaders. They were accused of misconduct and corruption. This very significant move because the Speaker of Parliament played a major role in guiding national laws and parliamentary debate. Removing both top parliamentary leaders at the same time show that the ruling party want to send a strong message on accountability and discipline. Many observers are now asking what this means for the future direction of Parliament. Will this change improve trust in leadership? Will it bring stability inside the legislature? These are some of the questions many citizens are now asking. In a separate presidential decree, President Salva Kiir also appointed Joseph Ngere Pasiko as the new Speaker of the Transitional National Legislature. At the same time, Abuk Payiti Ayig was appointed as the new Deputy Speaker. This appointment were also announced during the same parliamentary session. The quick appointment of replacements suggests that the government want continuity in the work of Parliament. Leadership transition like this are often sensitive, especially in countries dealing with political and security challenges. For many South Sudanese citizens, this story is not only about leadership change. It is about trust, governance, and the direction of national politics. The public will now closely watch how the new leadership handle parliamentary responsibilities. This decision may also reflect growing pressure within the SPLM party to strengthen internal discipline. A vote of no confidence is a serious political action, when you look at it. it showed that there were deep concern within the party itself. When such a decision happened, they often reveal internal disagreement or dissatisfaction of a leadership style and performance. For South Sudan, where political unity remains very important, this development may have wider political implications. Some may see this as a move toward accountability. Others may see it as a party of ongoing power adjustment within the ruling party. Only the time will tell. Let's move on to our second topic story. Police seize dangerous drug, mango. Now let us move to the second major story. Police in northern Barghazal state have confirmed the arrest of 2 women suspected of transporting more than 7 kilograms of a dangerous drug known as mango. The arrests were made by the Criminal Investigation Department, also known as CID, in Awil. According to this report, speaking to the media, Police Commissioner Major General Gabriel Guet-Palet said the suspects were found carrying the substance during a targeted operation against drug traffickers. According to the commissioner, this drug is extremely dangerous. He warned that user may go for a long 7 days without eating after consuming it. 7 days. If anyone take this drug, it will take him 7 days, not to consume anything, food or whatever. They cannot take it. He also said it can cause people to engage in a criminal behavior. This is very alarming. A drug that affects both health and behavior can become major security concern or major security threat. The commissioner explained that this is the first time this particular drug has been found in northern Barghazal. Previously, police had mainly deal with drugs such as cannabis, tramadol, marungi, and ash, which is also known as methamphetamine. The discovery of this new drug raised serious concern. Authorities are worried about its possible effect on young people and the wider community. The police have warned that drugs like this can create serious social and security problems. Major General Guet called on the community to remain alert and cooperate with law enforcement agencies. He urged citizens to report suspicious activities. He also warned young people to stay away from drug and harmful substance. This message is very important. Drug abuse can destroy life, families, and communities. It can increase crime, violence, and social instability. According to this report, the commissioner say legal procedures are now underway. The suspect will be handed over to public prosecution and later taken to court. This shows that the authorities are treating the matter seriously. This issue goes beyond just one arrest. It highlights wider challenges facing many communities today. The spread of dangerous drugs often targeted young people. When youth fall into addiction, it affects education, employment, and family life. Many communities in South Sudan are already facing economic and security challenges. The addition of dangerous narcotics can worsen the situation. This is why public awareness and law enforcement cooperation are very important. Now let's move on to our third major story. SPLM warned against community arming themselves. According to the report, the Secretary General of the SPLM, Dr. Akol Paul Kordit, has issued a strong warning about the future of South Sudan. Speaking on Monday during a funeral prayer for the victim of the Kurkaltan attack, he said the nation could fail if communities continue to arm themselves for protection. This is a very serious statement. Dr. Kordit said if every community began relying on its own gun for safety, then the country risks losing the purpose of the 21st 21-year liberation struggle. According to him, such a situation would destroy the idea of one united nation. He said clearly, there will be no country, we will have no nation. These words reflect a deep concern over rising insecurity and communal violence in South Sudan. So why this warning matter? When communities no longer trust state security institutions, they often turn to self-protection. But this can create a dangerous cycle. One group arms itself, another group responds by doing the same. Soon fear and mistrust grow. This can lead to revenge attack and more violence. Dr. Kodit emphasized that no region can prosper alone. He mentioned places such as Rumbek, Yambio, and Nasser. He said their success depends on their connection to the rest of South Sudan. This is an important reminder that national unity is essential. No part of the country can truly move forward in isolation. The SPLM Secretary General also called on the government to fulfill its responsibility. He said the state must protect citizens and bring those responsible for violence to justice. He especially referred to the Kurkaltan killing. He stressed that authorities must identify and prosecute those behind the attack. This is necessary to stop revenge cycles. Justice is key to peace. Without justice, communities may feel forced to protect themselves. That is exactly the situation he warned it against. Today, three major stories all point to one thing. South Sudan is at a critical moment. Political leadership is changing. Security threats are increasing. Communities are worried about protection. The government, political leader, and citizens all have a role to play in shaping what comes next. Will the new parliamentary leadership restore confidence? Will authorities stop the spread of dangerous drugs? Will the government improve security so communities no longer feel the need to arm themselves? These are the big questions. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to have the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video.